All right, so last time we were talking about Python, you mentioned that you had not seen Critters 5, aka Critters Attack.
I don't remember this at all, but you tell me I said it, so I must have said it, and we have video proof of it, I'm sure.
There's a new Critters movie, and there's a TV show.
Are they already out? Did I miss them?
Yes.
Damn. Yeah, okay. I don't know that I've seen 3 or 4.
I know you have. You've seen Critters in Space.
Oh, I loved Critters in Space.
Yeah, that's 4.
Huge fan of Critters, but like most things I'm a huge fan of, I am not the Wikipedia page for the film series, so I don't know anything about it. I just like remember watching it and liking it and all that stuff. They were cool. I love the bounty hunter angle and how like it's the original no matter who wins, like because they're just like in there like taking care of stuff and critters are bouncing around and all that stuff. And they're kind of like Gremlins in a way, but
well, they are a ripoff of Gremlins. So
okay,
yes.
I was gonna say like, but Gremlins only made those like 2 movies, right? Or
yes,
whatever
and that's where Critters wins because there's more.
Well, but Critters swoops in where it's like if you want more of this, and you like the the little like weird like gross like whoa, why does he think that's funny? How do the Gremlins have the cultural relevance to know to laugh now? This is crazy, right? If you're into that, where aliens from space see a girl's skirt go up and they go and all that stuff, then like this is the place for you. But I've always thought it was charming and fun. I love how they turn to little furry balls like popples and they roll
like,
around.
Transportation method is always awesome. Yeah. Like rolling super cool, shooting like spikes out of your back.
Yes.
Like the way that their mouths are like 90% of their body, but they can still eat things. I thought it'd be cool if you were gonna make a new one, like a gritty one. It would be like as they're eating, they're shitting constantly because there's like their body is like this big. The mouth opens like this part, like a trash can.
Just the mouth.
There's not
like
enough stomach to actually be ingesting and eating humans.
Yeah.
So like it should be this thing where like oh god, like just horrible shit.
I've always thought that they're like breaking it down. They have like unique space physiology.
Yeah. There
or
has to be
something
like
that.
an acidy like stomach like bullshit. But
I love the idea that like they arrive in a spaceship. And they're like raccoons. They have little arms and legs, right? But they're just this like furry giant mouth. They're this like terrifying thing that we are unprepared for. And then like the smooth face dudes show up and they go, look like that guy. And then we take care of business. That's awesome. Like
and Critters had one of the most amazing like theme songs too.
Oh, I don't remember. Okay.
Which our main bounty hunter is taking the likeness of the rock star
I know
who
that
sings
part.
that song.
Yeah.
So like you'd think like that trend, and they were like a dark, grittier version of a lot of things. Where like it's like yes, it's fun. There's little subtitles of what they're saying and like bullshit's happening, but it was also it felt real. It wasn't ever super scary, but it did feel like it had a tone to it that you're like there are consequences. Things happen. Like
people really
and dying and blah,
this
is happening, and like it never felt like a joke. It never felt like a kids movie either for something that was kind of fun.
Yes.
It felt like something where like this is meant for older kids. And like it was enjoyable.
It was like Gremlins was like a Marvel movie, and this was like the DC or like Image Comics like ripoff that took it in a different. It felt like its own thing. It leaned more into the sci-fi part of it and was interesting to me.
Fun
As
effects,
a kid, I remember
cool puppetry.
being into it. Oh, so yeah, like. That's where we're at now, where I look back on it like kind of like Gremlins, where it's like there's like hundreds of people like moving sticks and making these things do and hitting like buttons and they're doing their things. It's amazing, right?
Yeah. Practical effects always my favorite. Yeah. So like. Do you know anything about Critters 5?
It's been so long. Like, what's the gap? Do you know when Critters 4 came out? Hasn't it been like 15 years?
Oh, let's see.
20 years?
2019, I think this came out.
Yeah, this is like this is a recent movie.
What do you think? The latest one would have been like 92, maybe?
Like a long time ago, right?
Yeah, if not even before that. But yeah, in that ballpark. So yes, it's been quite some time.
Yeah, so this is one of those weird. I assume it has to be like a soft reboot.
It's a rights transfer thing, like where I think it just was like, okay, we now have this property. We're gonna spit it out because you have the series on Shudder, and I'm not sure if they're the ones that commissioned this movie or vice versa.
Series?
There's a TV show.
There's a Critters TV show.
Yes.
Oh, now I'm in. Let's watch that.
Your memory's so bad. I mentioned this last time.
Oh yeah. No, I don't know.
Cut to a clip. There's a new Critters movie and there's a TV show.
I don't care. Let's watch it though. No, I don't. When did the TV show come out?
A year ago, maybe.
Oh, okay. So these are both super recent or something. So like the rights lapsed or
maybe
transferred
not even a year ago, yeah.
to a different company, and now they're doing
I'm thinking
this thing.
just people are cleaning house as they go bankrupt in this new age, and they just sell off properties.
I picture, like a guy, comes with like a clipboard, and you sign, I hereby accept the rights to Critters, and there's a giant truck in like the driveway, and they just do, and then all the puppets and all the things fall out of it, and you just go, here you go.
I would love if that was the thing, but I feel like sadly all that shit's gone.
Yeah,
and
right.
Like private collectors have that stuff, and
Totally.
it's not in a warehouse ready to make more. Also, just how the shelf life of a lot of the latex and stuff they're used to make these just don't.
Realistically,
don't hold up over time.
it's not gonna work. But I feel like, even like the sets and like spaceship stuff that was during like a more golden age, late '80s, early '90s time frame where everything was so like wires and smoke and just wet and light beams of light shooting through. Like it was a great time for that stuff. So. Can't wait to see what a new company that got the rights feels like they're going to do with it or something like that.
All right. I don't think this is very long.
What do we got?
It's 89 minutes, so about an hour and a half.
You want
to read the back of the box?
Let's get the pitch here. It's a Blu-ray. Mysterious alien critters have crash-landed in a small college town, devouring every living thing they encounter. Drea and the kids she's babysitting must try desperately to save themselves from the ravenous rolling beasts. Ravenous Rolling Beasts. A good name for a band. Will Drea discover her inner badass, and will it be enough to stop the critters' onslaught? Okay, decent looking critters on the box, but they are fake. They are not pictures of puppets. I'm worried it'll be like a sci-fi original type thing, and there will be no puppets, which will be very concerning to me.
You'll know in a few minutes. We'll be back in 90 minutes, and we'll let you know what we thought about it. All right, so without spoilers, what were your thoughts on Critters 5?
Without spoilers. Okay, had you seen this before?
This I saw it, but I wasn't really paying attention, and then I went back for it now.
Okay. I don't know what I can say without spoiling.
Well, you can say if you liked it or not.
Okay, I thought that it was fun. Okay, it's not a spoiler, I guess, to say there are practical effects.
Yes.
Or like really good CG.
It has puppets. There is some sparse CG used in here, but it is puppets, yeah.
I have to navigate the spoiler time here or something like that. But yes, there are puppets. I thought that they were cool. There's like cool puppetry. There's various levels of like coolness or something like that, though. There's a fun part. I'll be as vague as possible. There's some like some peak fun like near the end that I feel like that's what they were kind of going for, and if they had done more of that throughout the rest of the movie, the first like 48 minutes of the movie were kind of like torture to me.
Yes. So I'm glad you say that, because so I started this movie when I first when it first came out.
Yeah.
And I was not in the right mindset to be tortured. And I kind of just started playing a video game or something. So I wasn't really watching this movie.
Gotcha.
So this is my first, I'll say, real watch of the film.
Did you get all the way through it though the first time or whatever?
It played all the way through. But I wasn't looking.
But
at
I
the screen,
wasn't. It was playing and I was not doing. Okay.
Yeah. I think I had like the headphones on playing the game while it was playing.
And you were like, I guess there's critters.
Yeah.
Because if you were to glance over it, every now and then you would see scenes with critters and you'd be like, okay, or whatever. But it feels like they were going for this thing where the critters and the people are like on their way, and then they finally clash or something like that.
Yeah, it strikes
spoiler,
me
I guess.
like
Whatever.
You took a blender and you threw in like a Hallmark movie, a low-budget children's movie, and Critters.
Okay.
And then blended them together, and that's what you got. And so
I'm
not a big fan of this movie.
Okay.
And I'm a huge Critters fan, but this did not grab me the same way any of the other ones did for various reasons, which I'll get into in the spoilers portion.
I think we're going to be heavy on the spoilers here. I agree, though. Like, the things, we'll put it this way, the things that I said that I associate strongly with the Critters property are not really, like, here. It doesn't do those same things. And I was expecting them to do the same things, maybe badly, and I guess they tried, but they didn't even really do them in my, there's a point where, like, if that was your attempt, it was so bad that, like, it doesn't count as an attempt. So
Yes.
like that's where I'm sort of at with it.
There are almost no characters in the movie that you're not like, well, that's an actor. Like, you never really get
Oh,
involved in a character.
No, and like the acting is bad, and we'll get to spoilers, but a thing that would normally keep you going through it is like not there.
Yeah.
So you don't have so.
Let's not waste a lot of time. Let's just get right into.
So we're saying like, if you are a like Critters fan,
Yeah.
we are like if you're not a Critters fan, there's obviously no reason to watch this.
If you're not a Critters fan or a child, there's really nothing here for you. If you're a
Yes.
Critters fan, there's some nostalgia value here.
But go into it knowing
some
like
cool visuals every now and again.
Like this
but
is
it's a cringe.
This is not its chief. Is like
No.
you want that not like going into it, because this is a recent movie. People may not have seen it or gotten around to it yet or something like that. So
Yes.
Like,
I think I would say, yeah, without being a Critters fan, if you're just like, well, I've seen all the other ones, I gotta see what they're doing.
Right.
I would give it a thumbs down. And even for some of those people that are the Critters fan, if you're a big Critters fan, I don't think this really does anything for the franchise for you, and it might even hurt, so it might be better to pull out.
If you like me were like, oh, they made another one? Oh, recently? I'm a little concerned, but let's give it a try. It is not what you want it to be. It is not good. Yes, we can say that. Okay, good. I'm glad that we agree on that, because that would have been arduous to be like, oh no, something like that. Because every now and then there's a little bit of the spirit of like Critters in it or something like that, but in general,
it's few and far between, and the movie itself just leaves me with a lot of questions, concerns, and like problems.
Well, we answered the ultimate question of like, what if this wasn't Critters? And like, oh, then it would just be the worst movie ever. Like if it was, if it was some other, right? So that,
but it's
that's
almost
how you
barely
know.
a Critters movie.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like having Critters in it is like, oh, let me see some Critters. That's cool or whatever. But not the. No. Done.
All right, guys. We'll see you in spoilers.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, guys. So here we are for spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie or don't care,
we gave a pretty good, directions for people. Like, probably don't watch it unless you're gonna do like a sociological study as like a Critters fan. Like, where have we gone? Something like that.
All right. So firmly in the spoilers only. Let's hear your thoughts.
Okay, I was gonna say like, let me immediately get out of the way the part that I liked.
Okay.
Because
the single part.
The only thing that I liked in the entire movie.
What was that?
Because there's a lot to be negative about, and I don't want to be negative.
There certainly
I want to be positive. I want to be like, there's beauty in all of God's creatures. So the intro credits have like a synthwave soundtrack feel.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, you're doing like the Stranger Things thing. Mm-hmm. And then they have a bunch of kids in the movie, and a bunch of stuff's happening, and I'd forgotten all about that. Okay. Near the climax, or like the climax of the movie, is basically our Gizmo character Bianca. We're gonna get to that too, with the Gremlins connection. There's like a fight scene with the with the nice white critter. With the claws, and the eyes, and she's like cutting things in half, or whatever. Oh, Her Highness, Her Majesty. Yes, the like royal critter, female queen of the critters, queen of the krites. Sorry, I don't want my nerd card to be taken away by saying the wrong. They're technically called graboids. Okay.
Graboids, better known as land sharks.
No, so like that's happening, the Bianca fight scene, along with our like I think it's 5 kids at that point.
Yeah.
And they're fighting the critters, and they all have like stuff from the tool shed, like rakes and stuff, and that synthwave stuff comes back. And those scenes were like fun, and I kind of liked that section. And then it immediately like stops and goes back to being kind of like the same movie that it was before.
Okay, I hated that part.
Okay.
Not the synth itself. The issue for me with that scene in particular was we've treated these things a certain way the whole time.
Yes.
And then there's this stupid line of like, what? Why are we running?
Hold up. Why are we running from these fur balls?
Because everyone that has encountered these has
Immediately
died brutally.
dies, exactly.
And it's like, we should just fight them. And then like, don't you have any weapons on you? Something sharp? And there's one funny line where she's like, maybe next to the nunchucks or the axe, but I don't think so.
You don't have anything in your bag like a sharp weapon or a knife or I don't know. Like
No, I mean next to the nunchucks and axe, maybe.
Yeah.
But even that's bad.
No, but
because
that's
these
so-
characters are so unlikable.
That's literally what I mean. If the whole movie was like that, I would have been more into it. Like, yes, that's from a different movie. But like the intro credits and that, the lighting, the music, the way that it's composed, cutting back and forth, I was like, this is fun. Why didn't we do this the whole time? Like,
I didn't think that was fun.
Go back and redo like everything to be that
Even
tone,
if not
that
like
whole thing or whatever.
This like direct contradictory to how everything else was
Yeah,
treated. I just thought it was like, I'm like, okay, this is why it's such a kids movie.
Yeah.
Is that everything in the movie is this utter convenience. You have like I need this, I need that, I got this, you got this. Let me say this thing, it's gonna come back later. Like,
oh,
but,
God.
like every way they do it, it just happens in this really annoying way. And leading up to that fight scene where I'm like, okay, so now they're fighting. There's clearly a million critters, krites.
Because there's so many corpses everywhere.
Just hitting them with things that don't even make sense. Where it's like, I hit you with a rake, and they like split in half. And because they have like one effect they keep cutting back to with like them getting split in half. And then they like the air horn explosion thing. I'm like, okay,
so
what?
take that, you little dickhead.
I hated that aspect. I wanted, so like loud high-pitched noises as they, oh my God, put a pin in something. Sure. No, we'll go there right now. I often say, I wish the movie would like set things up and pay them off and do like, movie things and have writing or whatever. And a lot of the stuff that we talk about doesn't have those things. And I guess I should have said all along, have those things, but be good, right? Because this tries to have them so much, and it's so painful. You're like, like you said, you're like tripping over yourself, going through all these stupid setups and payoffs and setups and payoffs. They like set something up 3 times and then pay it off 3 times. I'm like, what are you doing? This is awful.
Or
like,
make a setup and don't pay it off. Like the whole it's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
Your mom was very smart. You are very smart. But she was able to get a scholarship to go to Leroy, and you weren't. Sometimes smarts just aren't enough. Sometimes it's people you know in the world.
Yeah. And then again, that same line. Sometimes it's about who you know.
It's all about who you know.
And you assume it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to save the day with these aliens attacking, and they're going to put me into college. That'll be the end. But no, the movie just ends.
I told you aliens are real.
Because they're like, we don't have an ending.
Listen, but that's the fun, weird, gremlins-y vibe where because Bianca is Gizmo.
Yes, she is a ugly, horrible version of Gizmo that can barely move.
Yes,
because she's just in a bag the whole time.
Yes.
And then when she finally does move, she Hulk smashes out of that bag. And her claws jump.
There's a scene where. They are literally, there's a whole thread. We're jumping around a lot, but I don't care. There's a whole thread through the thing where he's like the one kid is like, I think it's aliens.
Did the UFO pass by your office last night?
UFO?
Unidentified flying object?
Yeah, I know what UFO means. You do know aliens don't exist, right?
It's like, I thought you were going to give up on this aliens crap. Can you just chill? Again with the stupid things. He's like, no, I'm telling you they're real or whatever. And you think, right, naturally, that's going to be like a thing. You're going to get to the point and there's going to be an awesome, I told you there's aliens, right?
Yeah.
And the saddest part is that the movie thinks that too. Because they end on that. I told you there's aliens. It is the most poorly handled thing ever. There's a scene in the middle where the dad is like, oh, listen, you're talking crazy, whatever. I know we can't do this. And in the same room, the girl has the backpack with the alien.
What is going on? Philip, have you got these people on some wild alien chase?
Philip, just show him your phone.
Look. Thank you. I'll keep that. Dre,
You didn't even look at the picture. You didn't even.
No, Dre, just come to the office. A minute.
She could just say, I don't know anything about this, and just turn around and just show him the alien. But the scene ends with him like storming out, like he doesn't understand us, grab the keys, and then just like leave or something. It's like so bad, so like poorly done.
And there's scattered proof across the whole countryside, because there's never that situation where like, oh, a fire consumed all the bodies or something. The bodies are everywhere.
Imagine another movie where that guy is like, I don't have time for your aliens talk. There's a wild animal or something on the loose. I'm on the phone with animal control. This is a real crisis. Stop making the people are dead. Do you understand me? Go to your room. You're grounded. Imagine that thing actually happening in like a way that makes sense or is like good or something.
Nothing in this movie happened as anything in reality would ever happen. It happens like a mix of a children's movie and a Hallmark movie, because there's like every like 6 minutes there has to be a moment of like do 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 do. I remember when my mom was alive. Can you hand me mom's blanket?
Oh my God.
When she went to this college and I want to go too. She was at a party and had to get picked up.
When he leans in and says, something I never told you about your mom, that's like, they start playing that music, like from the heart. And okay, this is a TV movie, budget is $3 million. $2.9 million of that was that green goo filled fake puppet that splits in half. It's ridiculous, amazing.
This movie, you didn't have a Critters movie for like 20 years, and it should have stayed because this did nothing for the Critters universe except cause questions and problems.
Yeah.
Why are there female critters?
We never.
And I ask why, because they reproduce
asexually.
Yes. So why? What is it a female brings to the table here, aside from the like girl power aspect of an alien good guy gizmo alien?
Oh, you're the queen. Yeah.
Why? So, and queen? What the hell does that mean? And furthermore, this why is there a callback to Critters 1 in the form of this bounty hunting old woman that doesn't make any sense? She's not introduced. They don't explain. They ask her no questions. She shows up. They grab weapons like oh what we got to arm up and take out this bitch. I think is her exact words.
Who the hell is that? I don't know, but that's a really big gun. Everybody get your weapons. Okay. 5 against 1. We can fight that bitch.
It's a woman with a large gun, and they're like, well, I got like a hammer and you have a shovel, and what were you doing? You had no weapon. You kicked things? We're ready.
I have a hammer that squeaks when you hit things. It's like
it doesn't. It's just such a fake movie.
That's what I mentioned in the previous section as well too. Like the cool part, like I think, like you said, the rock star bit. That guy when they're at the bowling alley and just like throws the bowling ball and like shatters the pins and all that stuff. There's always this whole thread where like the locals are like, who are these crazy guys? Like what is this? And they think that's the problem. And then they pull the gun and they go, oh no, and then the guy jumps out and oh, they're here to help us. Oh, thank you, smooth-faced man. It's this whole like, interplay. And like the people are kind of like caught in the middle. Here, the people are the one thing, and like throughout that first hour of the movie, it just randomly cuts back to people. You have no idea who they are. They're getting killed by critters.
Everyone that's
so
killed
boring.
is by like Unit 2 with the like assistant director filming, because they're like, we have more important shit happening over here or something.
The effects team.
Yes.
But like not the DP, right? Just over there shooting.
Nothing happens for any reason. Things don't make sense. They don't happen as they would in reality.
They introduce characters not to have them show up to like provide information or do anything like that.
Simple things and like weird setup, like I have all the keys to the school.
You can get in any building on campus you want.
And I play the bagpipe.
Right?
You're hitting it.
Do you want to hear it live?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I always come prepared.
No reason for that guy.
Sean? Oh my god. Guys, Sean is busy. Run.
They use the bagpipe tape, or did I just make that up?
No, you made that up. That's what should have happened.
That's what I thought the whole time.
You have a setup with high-pitched noises kill these aliens, and you're like, oh my God, that guy that has a crush on her. She's gonna be like, you know, whatever fucking name is, Jenkins.
I want to hear the bagpipes.
Oh, really?
Wait,
play it right now.
Wait, right here, right now. Yes.
And then they start to die.
And then like the jock guy goes and like hooks up the PA from like the like football stadium. But in my version, it doesn't make them explode because that's dumb. It just incapacitates them.
Yes.
They just go.
And they can go around just like
whacking
skewering
them, right?
or something.
Because then the scene with the synth wave and them just killing things makes sense because they're just vibrating and they're like, ah,
Sure.
it hurts so much or whatever, right? It's great. We just
As
fixed
it
the whole
stands here,
movie.
though, it is terrible.
I know, it's the worst.
It's just set up for no reason. There's no payoff. There's no joy. I watched this like I was just like slogging through this like, oh my God, please end. You're so not a movie.
Please stop.
And like I'm a fan of B movies. I'm a fan of shit, but don't shit in my mouth and ruin a franchise with something like this. It's insulting.
That's the worst part, really, right?
Let's like even
we had
core simple things like how life works. You have a critter at one point burst its way into her trunk.
Actually, we have a first aid kit at our place. What was that?
Yeah.
Right? From the outside in. But somehow the tear marks are from the inside out. And then they take a picture of it, and it's far too small to be the critter. He's somehow like trapped in there. There's one amazing shot though where he just like is like sitting there like a frumpy idiot as the car drives, and I like that. I thought that was funny. There's a lot of things that are like I think are unintentionally funny in this.
Yeah.
But like the puppets don't have enough articulation to do a lot of the things they're trying to do. Like there's a part where he's holding the squeezy mitten from like Dougie Does the Woods or whatever his name is.
Yep.
What is his name? Like Doug in the Woods? Doug?
Oh no, I knew.
Backyard Dougie or some bullshit.
I'm a vlogger.
It was a funny name.
Oh, you know I got my own YouTube channel.
Nice.
OutdoorDougie.com.
That's cool. I'll try to check it out sometime.
Yeah.
But everyone in this feels almost like a YouTube video. We're like, you are YouTube acting. We're like, or like for Vine or Instagram or Twitter, like everything you're saying, you're like, I am enunciating every word. I'm Doug in the Woods. I have a YouTube channel.
And for that guy, it makes sense. But why is every other actor doing that?
No, exactly.
I know what you're saying. Exactly.
Like the goofy jock guy taking his shirt off.
Okay, hold on just a second. But if that's all you need to do, then, I mean, I could do that. No, it's gonna be fine. It's fine.
No, what are you doing, bro?
And even just the normal lines he has. Yeah. There are some old people in my class. She could come back to school.
I saw older people in a few of my classes last year, so she'll be fine.
Yep. Oh my word! She's dead?
She died 2 years ago. So.
Oh God.
Oh no.
I am so sorry. I didn't.
Like everything they're saying, I'm like, are you an actor in like a toothbrush commercial? Like what the hell's happening?
I thought the acting was horrible.
It's atrocious.
I often think acting is horrible though, so it's difficult for me to parse out when it's truly horrible or not.
When a movie has nothing to hook you away, so like I'm fine.
Gotcha.
Bad acting is great, and sometimes some of my favorite actors are like in quotes bad actors.
Bad acting is
what
great.
they are putting on the screen is entertaining to me.
Yeah.
This is not entertaining. I do not get sideswept away with the amazing story or like the journey or even like I'll say the props were good half the time.
Yeah.
Half the time they're really great. In what is it? I think it's Critter. Which Critters has the giant ball of death?
Son of a bitch.
On the cover, 2 or 3.
I hated that when it happened then, and then it was done well. This is done poorly, and I really hate it.
Oh, neat.
And a simple fix to make it less hateable would be when it rolls over a shirtless idiot dude, there should have been just like a skeleton on the ground. Like something, anything. Like let's do something with this. Let's not show a giant ball and animate like 3 faces on it because that's dumb as shit. There's just so much dumb. It's like you can drive this van, right? I'm 12. Okay.
You can drive, can't you?
I'm 12.
Exactly. Cool.
Now my problem here is not that a like Ginsu knife chef of sushi is giving his van with no questions asked to a child. It's that kid's supposed to be 12? What are you kidding me? And the other kid who doesn't talk, and how dumb is that? That's really fucking dumb. He only talks in text.
I gave Jake your number. He insists on only communicating by text. I know, it's weird. I was hoping it was just a phase, but maybe that's just how the next generation communicate, huh?
Like I've known people that only talk in text because they're deaf, and that's how they communicate in this modern world.
Could have made him deaf.
They 100% it wouldn't have been dumb, but then you couldn't have had the glorious line of, "You got a deep voice for a 9-year-old."
Jake, did you just say something? You know, you got a deep-ass voice for a 9-year-old.
Which, again, exposes the fact that he's 9 years old. He's not 9. What are you kidding me? How old is this girl supposed to be? She was waylaid from college for 2 years, so we're to believe she is 20 years old. And she's 20, her brother is 12, and none of this makes sense. Like, at all. Their ages are so dumb.
None of
the characters are good.
There's a love interest plot with fake Hermione and this kid.
I took her as fake girl from Party of Five. And
Okay.
I actually, the youngest girl on Party of Five, I actually thought she was the only one acting in the movie.
She was acting,
I
sure.
don't think, I actually hate her character, and I'm sure most of that's what's on page, because it's the words she's saying that make her so hateable.
Licorice Fern! Guys, come on, check this out! Wow, this cannot be real. Someone pinch me.
But in the way she is saying them, she is actually an actress, I feel. And like, she was the only thing I didn't utterly disdain of this film, because everything else, and I mean everything else, I thought was just horse shit.
Nice.
Like, can you name, like, because you were like, let me name my good things, and you named, like, the music and this, like, one scene.
There's that one part, and, like, it's not good synthwave stuff. I was just like, oh, now I think I know what someone on this project was, like, trying to do with this. But nothing else, like, matched up with that. So that's my complaint, is, like, I'm not saying, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not like, well, the first hour and 22 minutes, and everything from the hour and 25th minute on are bad. But those 3 minutes, like, save the movie. They do not save the movie at all. I was just wanting to start with like a positive thing to say. That was not like, that part, I was like, okay, why wasn't it like this the whole time? Make it into like a fun, dumb joke. At least then it would have like a vision and be something, right?
Okay, I think I can get what you're saying.
Right?
I still don't think I would have liked that, but I'm more open to that than what we got.
It certainly would have been an improvement or something.
It's like it's like so much exposition for a movie with no exposition.
For a movie that almost needs no exposition.
No, but yes.
Right?
Agreed. This is totally, because it's I can't even phrase how this has infuriated me, because you have all this exposition about things that don't matter at all and never pay off, don't come to any kind of a head. Well, and then things like there being a female critter, which I would have been like, okay, can we learn more about the lore of critters and what that means? Nothing.
Every movie that I used to like, Predator, Critters, Alien, all that stuff, one of my biggest things as a kid and to this day is how a new movie comes out and you learn a new thing. The Predator's got like a blade thing now, or like, oh, the alien hybrid experiment thing, like whatever. And like the ones that are good, oh, he picks her up and he sees she's pregnant and he's like, nah, bro, not even me. Like, he puts her back down. Like little tiny things in like a whole ass movie, right? Like as a kid, I'm like, ooh, cool, little stuff. Even like a bad Terminator movie, I'm like, how does that Terminator work though? I want to like learn the lore of the thing.
But
you're
you didn't get anything from this one.
You're just like, oh, your highness, oh, you came here to stop them. Okay, good, or whatever.
Why?
But there's
Why would the queen of the critters not want to expand her reign? Like she's massacring her people. And like, is there literally one? Is it like ants? Are you just like the only lady? And furthermore, why would there even be a lady? It doesn't make sense. You don't give birth to the brood. Like, what are you? We explained nothing.
We could have explained something though, and we could guess now, but they make no effort to like delve into that, right?
You 100% could have explained it, because you have not only this bounty hunter.
Who's the bounty hunter lady?
I don't remember there ever being a setup for that character to become the next bounty hunter at all.
I think they might have okay, imagine this though. Like, let's say in Critters 1 from 1986, when you were -1 years old or whatever, right? Like, let's say during that movie, they end up with the guns. They like leave them the guns and they say like, if they ever come back, you know what to do. And then they get back on their ship with like the critter in handcuffs and like whatever.
Sure.
Right? How does that make
a big leap?
How does that make any sense that she's dedicated her life? She has a secret chamber. She pulls a
double-doored secret chamber with computers. the
Track
alien ship
alien
comes in,
things.
she's like, Kreitz. So not only can she identify an alien from their ship, she also knew that was the fucking queen, like, from the ship.
And waited this whole time, and finally, one day, thank God, you were there to watch this.
It's asking so much for nothing. Like,
Right.
what did that character add to the movie?
Yeah.
Minutes. That's it. It added no value.
Listen, honestly, same thing with the way they cut to like the critters. They have this boring Hallmark movie,
Yeah.
and they use these cutaways where like time doesn't even pass for our cat. It's like it's not even to cheat the movie to like benefit it. They just cut to these things where she's stalking. She like finds the ship. She has the gun, whatever, right? Back and forth, just so everything can come together at the end and be disappointing.
Yes, and
It's
so
amazing.
It ends where she uses like that annoys me too. She's like, you know how to use this? Nope. Okay. Hands a potentially 20-year-old girl
Kind of like a child.
and her 12-year-old brother a gun, and then they shoot each one shot from this gun that we have not displayed it to do anything like what it just did. It shoots critters, they explode. Shoots critter, they explode. And now she shoots one shot into the heart of what must be hundreds, because it's not just like a hollow orb. It has to be dense, right? Am I the only one believing that? That's hundreds of critters?
I assume it's like a hollow orb around like a large, pile of dynamite that they then.
Well, you would believe that from this.
Or just black powder.
But she fires one shot into it and explodes like the noisy cricket just hit it.
Series 4 deatomizer.
That's what I'm talking about.
Noisy cricket.
Just like split.
How many times has she even dealt with critters in the past? This could potentially be the first time since the 80s.
Yeah.
And like, she's just like, okay, I would be firing that gun like a crazy person.
Well,
like, if we had a budget for it.
Yeah.
Just so much. It's like, why even write that character in? Why do this?
Exactly.
Why do that?
What did that add to the whole
And like,
thing?
oh, we have to go back to the school. Oh, we need her phone. Oh, okay. I assume that those two characters we met are in this. Like, just the convenience of everything. Like, oh, sushi delivery boy goes missing. We don't know he's dead, but his uncle sacrifices himself because he's like, this is for my nephew.
He sees the shoe. He says, that's
A
Trevor's shoe.
That doesn't. It's a fucking shoe.
He burps up a shoe. He goes, bah.
Kevin Sneaker.
And he goes, the thing.
Okay.
I'm not defending the movie.
Let's go to Nike and see how many of every shoe there is.
No, it had his name on it. It didn't have.
His name. I was like, did I miss that?
No. As far as I know, I understand that, but that's another.
Sharpest knives in the business.
I have the best blades in the business.
And that again, using that line over and over again.
Best blades in the business.
Best blades, huh?
And like everything was a mess again. Me as like a snob type of like perspective. Like she gets all sassy and says, maybe I don't need to go to this college before she's even influenced by the cool chick with the gun.
Yeah, who says
like,
Oh,
it's not all that.
Gotta get there and get out of this shitty campus. Shitty campus?
Is Leroy College a real college?
I don't know.
Is it Leroy?
Leroy, I don't know.
I don't know.
But like things don't happen in the right order. The thing's so dumb. Like the cop has to use the siren to realize that it does that.
Jesus, Joseph, and Mary. What is going on?
And then he tells him that with like his dying whatever and all that stuff.
Drea, listen to me. Sound. They can't take it. It kills them. Loud, high-pitched sound. You understand me?
Okay.
The spines, you made a great comment before that I also remembered and meant to bring up. Those spines, like the mom or like whoever got hit with the spine was like dying. They were like
it's
poisoned.
poison, yeah.
And in this, it's like a joke. We're like, I'm fine, I guess. What is going on?
The brother gets shot in the neck.
And leaves it in his neck. It's like here.
Let's just go, aside from getting shot like in the breathing tube of the throat.
Or like the jaw.
The girlfriend by the end is like, does it hurt? He goes, no. She pokes it. How about now? He goes, it hurts now.
Does your neck hurt?
Oh, no.
How about now?
Ow. Yeah, now it hurts.
What?
That's love, man.
That's love.
That's how you do love in a movie.
The dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yep.
Everything about this movie hurts my soul.
Yeah, basically every choice from start to finish. Like
So
I'm
it
saying.
really kills me because this is a franchise that not only do I enjoy the movies, but I would love to get any bit of control on this franchise to make my own thing. Because you could make such a cool, dark, really. Because the first ones were kind of dark for like a humorous 80s movie. But you could make something so dark and awesome. Like it comes off as so cheap and so obviously puppets and how they do these things where it's like it bites your arm, it bites your leg, those things. There's no marks, they don't ever show things. Get the iodine. He's just been chomped 6 times by the largest mouth with bite power. Like a dog biting like that, you would be crippled. Like this is a monster with like just nothing but teeth.
And they've demonstrated their ability to like bite through stuff.
Through steel and bullshit.
So if they bite you once, it's like it's a bad time.
And then whenever they're like cutting to a person, it's just them like a Muppet just biting them. And then occasionally they'll show like a bone in a sneaker or like some bullshit. But like there's never any middle tier things. Like when it comes up and just bites someone across the shoulder, there should be like the shirt should immediately be gone from that portion of their body, and it should be like a series of like razor pin holes, and then they get dragged out because they're usually pulled off. Like there should be some serious wounds here. And I think showing this college town thing, it's like, okay, that could be fun because some college towns are kind of off the beaten path in the middle of nowhere. It does open with them biting down the telephone, like, light poles. Which somehow make the cell phone service go down.
All the towers, I guess, are all connected to that line.
All the towers are hooked up to landlines. That makes sense.
It's fiber optic. It's
sure.
Network hub.
I'm the first to say you got to get cell phones out if you're going to have a fun movie.
Yeah.
But you also could just, if they're in the middle of nowhere and you have police are like, at the minimum 20 minutes away, you could run a whole movie in like 20 minutes.
Exactly. Well, and I would have liked them to actually use. I'm big on this because that was like part of the draw was having the bounty hunters going through and having the thing.
Yes.
Like they didn't really exploit that thing at all.
No.
There's stuff you could do in the modern day. And everything that I want them to do, they tried to do and failed at is like the bad part. Because you have like a vlogger guy, you have like a thing, you have a college town, you have elements where if someone was impersonating someone or picked someone off TV to be or some dumb thing like that, you could do something interesting. And we don't do that. We don't do anything.
Done this movie, I would have dropped the babysitting angle.
Yeah.
I think you could have kept the girl and her brother, and that could have been a thing.
Right.
I would have brought Dougie from the woods, because like you said, that could have had a fun angle of him trying to film them and document these new creatures. Because he's a woodsy man, he knows things.
Oh well, if we have the animal rampage attack on the loose, Outdoor Doug could have been a whole plot of the movie. He could have been a suspect. I don't know if that makes any sense.
The dumbest shit ever though is like when they first approached Bianca, was her name right? Bianca?
Yeah.
And like, oh, I think it's like some kind of an animal.
I think it's some sort of animal or something.
What are you, a fucking idiot?
What are you, crazy?
Like, hey,
an animal from the Never-Ending Story?
Every animal that exists in North America never would take you by surprise. You'd never be like, what the hell is that? You might be like, oh, it's some kind of cat or something. You would never be like, oh, this little Tasmanian devil-looking creature, and it's bleeding green. And you have no reason to even believe it's injured. It's just like some fucking Nickelodeon ooze is on her head.
Well, they spend so much time on that too, where she's like reaching for it and wants to just
and they try for the jump scare there, and they fail.
Be careful, Drea.
Philip, why would you do that? You're making me nervous.
Yeah.
And the attachment to this wild creature and why you think like oh, we gotta take it home, bitch, it's a fucking animal.
She says that,
even
and then
if
they
it
go.
Was just, but the way they shut her off, I'm like, you're not a babysitter, you're a bitch. Like it's just it's such an infuriating watch because there's so much potential and it's squandered.
And you can feel even some attempts to because why is she babysitting? She's not a babysitter. She just gets roped into that. So you had a script about a babysitter and a monster or a creature, and you're like, we own critters now though, and you did this whole dump, right? It feels clunky. It feels bad.
Yeah, yes, I can babysit tomorrow. That's my day off. That's fucking worst
my day
acting
off
ever.
That's perfect. I'm off tomorrow. Yes, please.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine acting that bad. It's weird.
And just so much of it's like, like I say, the level of convenience is annoying, but also just how the movie is scripted together. Like, oh, we'll have her work at a sushi place, and we'll have this happen, and blah. Just like all these little things where I'm like, why did you put these together? And how weird that one shot is of like the sushi area. I'm like, is this all digitally fake or something? Because it feels so weird. There's moments where like everyone down the street is being attacked and killed by these aliens. They go into the college and they're terrified by the one like corpse being eaten by one. And then like moments later they're like, we could take them all on.
We can do this. Why are we running? Let's fight them.
It's such an inconsistency. But I think if you approached Critters as a real horror movie, like actually made it horrific, like it could be so good.
Yeah, like I miss, and like this tried that too. Like when you don't quite see it or know what it is yet. But that too, people repeatedly get like dragged off camera. Like it's a different type of monster that drags people off and does something with them.
But then like a moment after like a drag off scene, it like picks up a piece of sushi. You're like, okay, you're trying for tension and you're fucking it up.
I did laugh when he was like, no, be quiet, and like did the dumb thing when he takes off his shirt like an idiot or whatever.
Every part of that felt so forced and bad.
It was actually just...
Shh. I took states in the 800 and 1600 last year.
I would have liked the whole movie to be that type of bad though, and like that type of like stuff.
No.
I would have had fun with that differently. Yeah.
I guess if you're gonna at least pick a tone.
Do something.
Yeah.
You're doing nothing for most of the movie. That was like I didn't notice like how many minutes in that one part that I liked happens. I would love to go back and check, but it's like it feels like there's so long to get there and it's so arduous. You can tell we don't like this movie.
That's not good.
Did we leave anything out? Any like parts of it or whatever?
I'm sure I've blocked out lots of this movie.
Practical effects.
Yeah, so
we
so
like
a couple
that.
of
We always say,
great.
"Oh, it's practical effects. This movie. Oh, I'm on this movie." Right? So like, they're puppets here, right? We're doing our thing.
There's one like from the first brood of like 3 that pop out of the sushi guy, or the delivery sushi guy. There's like one that looks like an older man.
The bald one.
Yeah.
He looks like the guy from Game of Thrones, the Barrack guy. I'm like, yeah, my dude.
Like some of these, like there's definitely more than a handful of different faced ones.
Yes.
And I was like, that's cool. Our leader bad guy one has like a melted eye skin. He has like Jonah Hex's mouth on his eye. Like.
Yeah. No, I was literally. That's why too with the Gremlins thing, where I'm like, oh, so he's like a scarred up whatever one, and she's like a whatever white one that's
pretty
good
one.
or something. That's so dumb. Yeah.
Now, like, oh God, why would they do this?
I don't know.
If you cut out all the shit with Bianca, you don't lose anything. She ultimately doesn't do anything.
She does stuff off camera. She like kills some things.
She can't even move. It took them so long to make her, and like even when she does move, I'm pretty sure it's all just like POV of the hand, swash.
Yeah.
It's about swash.
No. Yeah, totally.
Because she's in a backpack most of the time, and it would be the most uncomfortable thing ever. Her like head is like this. And they don't, when they're handing her around, they're not treating it like a living thing. They're like, here, take this luggage. They're just like tossing her.
Yep.
One Bianca, one for...
You could have cut out like all the relationship stuff, the stuff about the mother, the stuff trying to get into college, the Bianca stuff, any attempt at humor, and you would have had a short that still wouldn't have been as good as a fan-made short that came out like 7 years ago.
I was gonna say, if you cut all that out, you literally have a 17-minute thing.
Have you seen the fan-made Critters movie?
No, what do you mean?
Maybe
I did actually.
There's a wonderful like 6.5-minute.
Oh, and there's eggs, right? We don't even see. Don't they lay eggs?
What the hell was in here?
It's been a while, but I remember it comes down and he has a malfunctioning face unit, and he's just the orb face thing the whole time. And that movie was fantastic. I would have given that guy $3 million and been like, make a movie.
Make a movie.
Because look what you did for fucking free. It was great.
Yeah, I don't know what
I'll link that in the thing below so you can watch that.
I don't know what their game was here because I'm not sure. Do you know who has the rights? What company or what thing or whatever?
Well, I imagine Shudder has it now.
But
I'm not sure when they acquired.
Do they make things, or they just
Shudder?
have
They have originals, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, dog. I feel like that's what people should do with these things. If you end up buying Puppet Masters or whatever, go find people that nut all over that stuff and give them money and say make an awesome fan film, or like consult or whatever, right?
I can't imagine.
Like, what are we doing?
And I haven't seen it's Critters: The New Binge is the TV show.
Done.
And I've heard nothing but bad. Like I looked,
Oh, no!
I looked like briefly at the thing. I think it's just like this, except
But a
show.
show.
TV show, yeah.
But with less money and worse acting.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
Come
on.
It's possible. This will be one of the first things though, because I can't imagine they've made a lot. Like for a $3 million budget, it made $13 million. I don't
Success.
know. But you know how the diminishing returns thing works now, where the next one, because it was a curiosity. After 20 years, people wanted to see this. I gave them my money for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Well, the store's money. No.
It's a write-off, but still, it stings.
But so on and so forth, they're going to keep making less money. So if we do come into that lottery money, I'm sure I could buy this property off them relatively cheap.
Oh, no. This should be shelved and wait for someone that cares about it. I would always say that, but sometimes something stands on its own no matter what so much that I'm like, yeah, make some bad movies. Keep it alive here. But
yeah.
You're right, this just reminds people of something, and it has, like, any reason not to like the originals is on display here times 1,000 or something like that, and there's nothing else good about it as a movie or as a horror, as a comedy. There's nothing there.
These characters are fun, and even if you wanted to go into like the comedy horror range again, like you could just like take 6 ideas for any standard movie and write them on dice. And get 2 pairs of those dice and just roll them. Like one would say like a location, one would say like an occupation-y type thing. And you just roll the dice and it'd be like, all right, so we got an office building a la Die Hard with the terrorists and like, you know, the school nurse. And it's like, boom, and now critters are there. And like
and then sprinkle on some critters and you've got a movie.
Exactly. You could have like literally anything.
Right.
And it would be fun. It would like write itself if you want to just go from joke to joke to joke and then just loosely string a thing to it. You do that.
But I think they did that. They said, babysitting Queen Crite. Let's go. This like horrible thing, yeah.
Like have them crash land in the zoo. Oh, they're killing all the animals. Oh God, what's happening? What's doing this? I don't know. I think a lion must have got out. Ah! Like some cool shit.
It's not a lion. Oh no, right? And people that know or have different things or whatever.
Or see fun shit with like a gorilla smashing critters. Like
honestly, there's so much you could do, and they somehow did like almost nothing.
It's the bare
amazing.
minimum.
It's really interesting.
You know,
right?
I'm sure they spent $280,000 and just put money in their pockets.
Oh my God, you're right. Probably.
It feels that way.
They didn't pay any actors.
No actors were paid for this movie. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I mean, we should say, so like the bounty hunter lady is, you know, like we talked about this, but she is the returning mom from the first movie.
Yes, and that's dumb.
Right? Because
so
that's
I think that's the biggest
That's
mistake.
like Jamie Lee Curtis waiting for Michael Myers all those years. You have this old woman who has like commando gear on or something like that.
It would be me, it would be like,
It's
okay,
crazy.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in the first Halloween, and then like we cut back to like, you know, Halloween 8, and she's the psychiatrist that's talking to Michael, and you're like, what? Did she go to school for that? Like, how the fuck?
Yeah, what?
Like you went from Susie Homemaker to Bounty Hunter?
She's been
Where'd
training.
you get all that equipment? Like, they certainly didn't leave those computers and like none of that makes sense.
No, she went full Trish Walker. She like devoted her life to waiting for them to come back.
Ugh.
She was kickboxing
If you're
every
gonna
day
do
and
something,
training
maybe
and
do
stuff.
like a payoff where the nerdy kid is obsessed with aliens.
Yeah.
Like knows her and she's some famous whatever.
You're I can't think of a dumb screen name, but you're like, you know, guy from Geostorm 89. You're like the thing or whatever, and she would like, I know you too. You post too much on the forums. It'd be this whole thing.
Something.
You could do anything with
Put an ounce of thought into it.
Even with this, you could do something, but they don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, honestly. As a like Critters fan who is like, oh cool, Critters are back. Now, if you say it to anyone, they'll be like, oh yeah, that's a joke. We hate that.
Yeah,
I'm like, no.
Think about how many kids never saw the first 4.
Yeah.
See this? Oh, Critters Attack. What's that? Because it's not called Critters 5.
Right.
You might not do any research. You'll watch this and go, oh, Critters are shit. And now I'll be like, oh, dude, you seen Critters? Yeah, that shit sucks. I'm like,
yeah, it's the worst.
What? Sucks. Shit's amazing.
It's not even a movie. And you're like, no, it's the best movie.
Yeah, so yeah, not a fan.
Rest in peace.
Thumbs so far down.
No, don't watch this, and it's sad. I'm gonna try to keep track now of Critters and what they do. I hope that they say, "Oh no, they abandoned this." Did you like check Rotten Tomatoes or any place like that?
Oh,
are
the
people
I
fooled?
can't even imagine. No.
I'm worried that there's a cult following, and these are my critters, not those lame critters from back in the 80s.
God no.
Okay.
This has to have a 0.
Yeah.
No one votes. No one would put in the effort.
Yeah, right? Sometimes it's just like there's no critical, sorry, no critics are responding on this or whatever.
I'll pop it up now. We'll have a look.
Perfect. I imagine it's low as well. It better be low.
Has to be low.
We'll just record 2 reactions. I can't believe it's so high. That's crazy. And I'm like, that's what I thought. It's so low.
If it's over -5, I can't believe it's so high.
Yeah, then they obviously paid people off to do this whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, this is shit. Thumbs down, guys. I'm sorry to even be talking about it. If you've made it this far, God bless you. We'll see you next time. Don't die in a fire.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.